So this is pretty crazy. Something else that I'm working on is a low ticket funnel to create more monthly recurring revenue. And I was looking back at screenshots, and shout out to my CMO Frambo. You did an amazing job. This is like a low ticket funnel that we've created. Yeah. So basically with this, it's a lower ticket product. And the goal is to upsell people into higher ticket products to create more monthly recurring revenue, to nurture more leads, and kind of just like a snack prior to getting like the full course dinner, you can say. That's the best way I can express it. And my amazing CMO created this amazing funnel for us. Shout out to you. You're a rock star, Frambo, by the way. And he was telling me, dude, I need, a bunch of screenshots and evidence of what you were making as a personal trainer. And I was looking back at my bank statements back in 2019. And it's crazy that I was actually unemployed. I was getting unemployment checks for like $500 to $1,000 from LA Fitness, which is ridiculous. This is wild to go from unemployment just back in 2019 to wondering how and trying to find solutions to go from $200,000 per month to our goal of $1 million per month. That's wild, dude. Not even in 2019, not even a few years ago, I was struggling financially, hoping and praying to be awesome and create an awesome lifestyle and an awesome income where I didn't have to worry about living check to check and relying on someone giving me a decent job. And now we're like, how do we go from $200,000 per month to $1 million per month to a $10 million annual company at least? Because that's our next goal, is $5 to $10 million a year. Right now we should hit $2 million this year. And back then I was only making $1,000 per month from fucking unemployment. That's a pretty wild story and pretty fast growth. Like, that's only a few years. Now, with that being said, I want to give you guys a massive amount of value here to walk you through what you need to get to your first six figures. Because the things that I'm working on to go from $2 million a year to $5 to $10 million per year is a completely different thing than what you need to focus on in the beginning, right? So what's going to resonate with you and help you and give you value is what's going to get you to that first six figures. And I'll walk you through some of the things that I'm working on to attempt to get to 8 figures. So first and foremost, right, you should not be focusing on low ticket. In fact, you should be charging all high ticket products in the beginning, because you need a lot of capital to be able to reinvest into your business. And you need a lot of capital to be able to quit your job, get your time back, and then use that time to invest more time into the business. Now, you can totally make 6 figures in only 2 to 3 hours per day, but it is a bit more challenging. So ideally, if you can make at least 2 to 5K per month with your online coaching business and then quit your job so you can increase your income, that would be ideal. So you need a high ticket product. It's going to be extremely challenging. And yes, there are exceptions to the rule where people do make 6 figures from low ticket, meaning charging, anywhere from $50 to $99 or even $200 is a bit on the low ticket side. You can make 10 grand per month or 6 figures doing so, but you need a lot of traffic, which is either A, going to require a ton of followers, or B, is going to require a ton of capital to be able to invest into ads, which most of us don't have in the beginning of our business journey. So instead, it's far more easy to just market yourself for free and charge a lot more money and get clients spectacular results. And that means charging $1,000 per customer for a 3-month program. That's if you're a fitness coach. That's what I would suggest to start out with for your first 3-5 clients, maybe max. And then increase your prices as you get more confident to $2,000, $3,000. Now, with a price point of $1,000 per customer, all you would need. So think about it like this. All you need to make per month to make your first 6 figures is $8,333. So at a $1,000 price point, that would mean you would need about 8 to 9 clients per month. So some months you get 8, some months you get 9. So imagine how much easier and how much more freedom and how much more time you can allocate towards your business with only 8 clients versus 80 clients. So if you're charging $99, that would be like 80 clients. And forgive me if I'm wrong on the math there with the low ticket product, but that would be about, at $100 per customer would be about 88 clients per month. And you're struggling to even get 88 leads per month, right? That's a lot of leads, right? So, and that's a lot of clients. I don't even get 88 customers per month. So what sounds a lot easier? 8 clients or 88 to 100 clients per month, and then dealing with all the churn and the money back and all that stuff. So that's the first thing that you need. The second thing is understanding your numbers is going to be absolutely critical. So if we know we need to get 8 to 9 customers per month at $1,000 per customer, then we need to figure out, okay, how many leads do I need to allow for me to do that? So how do we figure that out? So on average, you just figure out your numbers. We know we need to message, we know we need to create content, and through messaging, you can connect with people to book sales calls. Now, all of this is going to be dictated by your closing percentage, your book call percentage, and also your open rates on your first message. And you just figure out each number, you crunch it, and you peel the onion back layer by layer to figure out what number, what quotas that you need to hit every single day to be able to make that $8,333 per month. So I'm going to give you just a broad example for a newbie. So let's say that cold messaging is one of your methods for advertising and getting clients. So you cold message 50 people per day. So the first metric we need to figure out is our response rate, meaning how many people actually respond to your first message when you cold DM someone. So if you're doing 50 people per day times 5 days per week, which I really would encourage you to do 7, because the more numbers you do, the more money that you make. And let's say that you get, so you do 50 times 5 and then 250 times point, we'll say you get a 5% open rate, which is a bit on the high side. That means you're probably a bit better at cold messaging. That would mean 12.5 people per week actually respond to your first message, not book a call, but respond to your first message. Now, let's say out of those 12.5 people, 20% actually book a call. That's only 2.5 book calls per week with cold messaging specifically. So the next metric that you can look at, or you need to look at, is your show up rate. So out of those 2.5 people, I would say, a good target would be 80% show up rate, right? And that can, change for each business. All these metrics can change for each business. And I'm giving you the lowest, bare minimum, super modest numbers. So 2 people show up out of those 2.5 book calls. Now, the next thing you need to track is how many people do you actually close out of those 2 people. So you're not going to close 50%, especially if you're new to sales. So someone on a stronger side of sales might close 1 out of 2. Someone on a weaker side of sales might close none. So that tells us even if just messaging 50 cold strangers per week might get us 1 customer per month, essentially, because if we do 2 times 4, that would be 8 people per month, and 8 people at a 30% closing rate. Let's just do that. So if you completely suck at messaging and closing, and you could close at least 30% of the people that you book per month, data shows us that you will close 2 high ticket customers per month at $1,000 price point. That would be $2,000 per month, which ain't shit, right? But it's a start. So how do we figure out how we go from 2,000 to double that to 4,000? So what's like the easiest levers that we can move? A, we can get better response rates on our first message. B is we can get a better book call rate. Instead of 5% of people book, 6% people book. Or C, we can get a better show up rate and a closing rate. So each lever that we pull is going to make us more money. Or if you're doing warm messaging, if you do have an audience, you're going to get higher conversion rates on each step that we covered, right? So with cold messaging, maybe 5% if you're lucky will respond, but with warm messaging, 20 to 50% will respond. Now, keep in mind, I'm giving you bare minimum, extremely, extremely modest numbers, someone who's really sucks at messaging and sales, okay? Now, this should teach you a lesson that if you skip a day, if you skip a week, that could mean a difference of getting 2 customers per month and none per month, or 1 per month, and sitting there on your ass wondering why you're only making $1,000 per month. Now, this is just one advertising method to get customers. You still have, your content that generates leads. You still have warm messaging that generates leads. And then you have paid ad strategies. But if we're just talking about your first 6 figures, all you need is a messaging strategy, a high ticket offer, and know the numbers. Like crunch your numbers on what you need to do. I just gave you bare minimum standards for cold messaging. And let's dissect that for a second. Cold messaging is when you message a complete stranger from a hashtag or someone that's not following you, someone that you're warm messaging, you're gonna get higher conversion. So with warm messaging, that means messaging your followers, people liking your content. These are people who know you a little bit more. So by people knowing you more, as a result, you get a higher conversion rate, meaning more people answer your messages, meaning more people are open to booking a call, meaning more people are open to saying yes to becoming a customer. Does that make sense? So if you can, avoid all cold messaging at all costs, unless you don't have an audience to message. And that's the next problem to solve, which is having a content strategy to create that audience so you don't have to message 100 cold strangers per fucking day. And instead, you can message like 30 warm people who are engaging on your content per day, which can easily make you 10, 20 grand per month just by having a warm audience. So the next thing that you need is a content marketing strategy that attracts and nurtures strangers to being customers and grows your audience as well. And this is the real, so if you don't want to do cold messaging, this is how you avoid that and get a much higher conversion rate and generate warm and hot leads for your business, okay? You need to create a content strategy that allows people to know you, like you, and trust you. These are the bare, basic fundamentals of marketing, right? And the way you do that is by giving value. Do you see what I'm doing right now? I'm literally giving you guys the blueprint 100% for free that you guys can act on right now to make money. Like literally, if you go through this video and you fucking do what I say, which 99.9% of you lazy motherfuckers won't, and that's just the reality. I hope you do because I want you to be awesome. But the reality is most of you won't. But if you do, you'll make money. That's value. So you give them tips. Hey, here's how you burn fat. Eat 1,800 calories. Count your carbs like this. Do this, do that, blah, blah, whatever it is. Give them something that they can actually do and get a result from. That's value. And that's how you're going to build an audience that's loyal, trusts you, and wants to purchase from you, okay? Once you master the marketing systems and understand the psychology behind marketing and you have a system that works, right? You're showing social proof. You're consistently nurturing people from being a complete stranger to being like, this guy, he's credible. He knows his stuff. I believe what he's saying. And something he gave me worked. That's when you start converting cold strangers into customers. So all in all, you need a whole system that essentially attracts strangers, nurtures strangers, and gets them to book a call and turn into a customer. That's it, my friend. And you can do that all on social media, baby, for free. And that's why I'm so passionate about expressing this opportunity to you, because just a few years ago, I didn't know what I was going to do with my life. I was stuck in a 9-to-5 collecting unemployment, and now I'm fucking balling out of control, baby, just by using social media. And I want you to take that opportunity, but you got to be consistent. You got to stick to it. So will your content just solve problems, man? If your niche is women who struggle with inflammation, create a piece of content on how they solve that. Solve problems with your content, right? Right now, I'm solving the problem of how to get leads, how much to charge, kind of where to start to get your first 6 figures. That's what I'm doing for you in hopes that it gives you some value to build some trust with me, okay? To get you further and closer to joining the PT Legends and changing your life. Does that make sense? Hopefully, I'm painting a picture here and giving you context, all right? What I need to do to get to 8 figures, 10 million is another story. I don't think it's going to resonate with you, but basically I just need to create some monthly recurring revenue, a lot of it, more lifetime value with my customers, meaning I need customers to stay longer and, build the team up more. So that's the things that I'm working on. But what's most important is you and making your first 6 figures and being awesome. So I hope you take this video that I'm giving you today, you apply it, and it changes your life like it did for me. Peace.